I'm Tali Koren, singer-songwriter, and I'm really happy to be with you here today.
Yes, well, spoken to you on a few occasions before. I know you spoke to Lara in the past as well. First time that Matt's met you, though. Again.
It is, and it's very nice to meet you, Tally.
Nice to meet you. I hope you'll have enough energy for my intensity.
It's fine. I've got you. I've been doing this for about 6 months now, so I've got used to early Sunday mornings.
Okay, good,
Well, it's
good, good.
great to have you on. And for those that may not sort of come across you before, may not know about you, tell us a bit of sort of background about yourself.
Right. So I'm Israeli, so you can hear the funny accent. That's where I born. I lived a bit in Mexico, USA, but I'm British and I'm proud to be British for the last 20 years. Came here with one suitcase and a dream to become international singer-songwriter. And what can I say? It was a long journey as an independent artist with accent. Um, but the music is such a universal language, also of emotions. And in a way, in the last few years, that's what my message became. We all speak the same language through music. And so it took me years to understand it, quite a lot of struggle being alone in a foreign country, all the things that you want. But what I've been doing with it includes the story that we'll speak about, my new single. I turn them into gifts. So this is something that I learned to do too well. Take difficult situations and turn them into something positive. So
Yeah,
a
and
But
speciality I developed.
I think that's the key, though. Whatever happens to you, if you can find the positive, if you can find the good, and turn it into a gift or a positive thing that you can grow from and learn from, then it's the best way to think, I think.
Exactly, and that's the way to move forward. Today I had a phone call from an aunt in Israel. My father was in hospital, so she said everything is so heavy, nothing is moving, and the COVID is suddenly back to Israel. That they were so proud to have the vaccine and thought it's all good, but now it's not good. So I said to her, but this is exactly the key. I'm walking by the river and I'm looking at that river. And when the tide is out, down, it doesn't look very good. It actually has dirt inside. But when the water comes, we need to flow. We need to take this inner source, inner strength to move on and to flow, and then it looks so beautiful. But there is always struggles in life.
that is so true. And it's sort of how you deal with those struggles because, life can be full of struggles, particularly at the moment for many people. And it's how you kind of work through that. And I think that's such a positive message you're putting out there.
And I have to say, John, I haven't seen you for at least 3 months.
Mm.
You look a different person.
Oh,
you
thank you.
you
Yeah.
look so good. I know you've been through the hardest time of your life
Yeah.
with the loss of Lara, and it's a loss not like me. I was prepared for years for
Mm.
that. So we don't know what is harder. Any loss has its pain,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but
No.
you
Oh,
look in a better place, and I'm really
thank you.
happy to see
Thank
that.
you. And yeah, we carry on Lara's show on Sunday mornings, Lara on Sunday, with her name, and we have clips of Lara and things like that. And I think that's helped me having recordings of Lara's radio shows, so I can listen back to them. That's helped me a lot through things. So
I think we always have to have a purpose. We always have to have something to look forward. And that's the gift, in a way,
Mm.
is what we do with the loss of
Yes.
our loved one. What do we do? What do we choose to do with that?
So your song, which is your latest song, came out at the end of last week, and called "The Gift." And this is really kind of really demonstrating your sort of story, your experiences, and the loss of a loved one, and living in lockdown on your own. So tell us a bit about what happened with your husband.
Yeah, with my husband, he had terminal illness of a cancer. It didn't start as a terminal, but it developed, and then you go every week or every 2 weeks, depends. In the 3 years that he went to the Royal Free Hospital, it was every time different timing to get chemotherapy to elongate your life. And I've been there very loyal with my laptop, sitting there whole day. That's when I build this poetry competition for children that Lara interviewed me about. But it was towards the end that the secretary, the one that books the appointment, which he was into music because he was into choir, so he knew about all my stuff. He said to me, "Write a song, The Gift." He told me to write a song called The Gift.
Okay.
Now, I didn't do anything of that at the beginning.
Wow. I mean, it's funny how these sort of things come into being, really, just a chance encounter, having a conversation, and suddenly that kind of leads you on this sort of journey, doesn't it? And
Exactly. So he told me, so, if someone come to you as an artist and telling you write a song, The Gift, it entered to your subconscious. But as I'm an artist, and probably from a lot of writers, writing is not just something that you can just, if you're a real writer and real artist, you cannot just do it. So
no.
few months after that he died, I went to his sister's house. I was all by myself. I love the piano there. They went for holiday, and I just was with the piano there. And this intensity, I am intense, very relaxed, but also intense. I've got duality of very relaxing voice when I sing, but undercurrent. Again, like the river, which I'm happy to sing you a cappella at the end because it's a very nice Sunday prayer. Just a few verses. People really love it. So anyway, I wrote the melody on the piano, intending to write The Gift. But what came to me was, I've been missing you. I've been bleeding for you, using a word of bleeding. You cannot just write something like that. You need to feel it to write it.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
And I never used that kind of word. That's all what I wrote in 2018.
Wow.
And the rest of the lyric, I just couldn't write because it's so fast as well. I just couldn't write. And then it was at the lockdown on my birthday. I was disappointed of few people that didn't give me the love I like to get on my birthday. I'm a very birthday girl.
Yeah.
And I was by myself, and I just felt the pain. I just felt the pain. It doesn't matter if it's a pain of losing someone, pain of rejection, pain you have from your childhood, probably. I just sat by the piano and I wrote, I feel like screaming. I'm touching the pain, the void I've been avoiding.
Yeah. Did
So
you think so that writing it all down, turning sort of how you're feeling into the song, was that sort of a form of therapy? Did you find that quite therapeutic, a way of sort of helping you through?
absolutely. Writing in a way, writing songs or doing any kind of art is a therapeutic if we look at it in a therapeutic language. And by writing it, or let's put it like that, even by speaking, when you go to a therapist, or when I experience, I don't know if you took any help after, but I went to cruise, which were very supportive, because as much as I'm a strong person, being without a family here, waking up alone was so hard. So I went to cruise that they specialize in bereavement, and only by talking about the emotions, it's helping. It's helping when someone listens. So writing them, but I must admit, although I write a lot of my song by myself, I ask Barbara Cook, a good friend, to help me,
Mm.
because she always helps me with the English since Simon died, because he used to do all my newsletter and like the English, which is not my first language, but she helped me. And I said, can you help me with the song just more? So by writing it with her, although it's obviously my stuff, was very therapeutic.
I love the story. You and Barbara, you met
Oh,
on
that
a
is
train.
amazing.
You were a tourist.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about
Yeah.
this because John gave me some notes about you, so I knew a bit more about you. And the fact that you met your first housemate on a train.
I have to tell you the story for this. I'm putting the light and sorting it. So just try to imagine I'm in my first week to London. Really, first week. Came just for a holiday with a demo. And I'm on a tube going to meet some publishing company. And a guy, a foreigner, was chatting up with me because, let's admit it, English people do not speak one with each other on the tube. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we tend to kind of bury
We
our
don't. We all look downwards.
look down at the floor or hide in a newspaper. That's
So,
quite
exactly. So it was quite in the morning, and a guy, foreigner, was chatting up with me because I'm quite friendly. And he said, what are you doing here? So I said, I came to make my dream come true. Now, next to me, Barbara, which I call her Barbie, was sitting. I think she was in her 50s, typical English lady, sitting near me. And the guy asked me, so what are you doing? I said, I'm a singer songwriter. So she looked at me, interrupted the conversation, and said, I'm a songwriter as well, in an English accent, of course. So I looked back to, and I said, did you read the Celeste Prophecy? That was a hit book at the time that talk about that nothing is coincidence. It was like a huge book in more a spiritual new age, but it was a bestseller. So I looked at her. Did you read the Celestial Prophecy? She said, yes. So I said to her, okay, my next stop is, I need to get off the station. There was no mobiles at the time. I just came, so I didn't have mobile. Can you give me your phone number? She gave me a phone number. I contacted her, came all the way to Enfield Town, and she was a songwriter, so obviously we had chemistry. She's a Taurus. She born one day before me, and she invited me to live in a house for free.
wow.
Wow.
England was
Yeah.
so nice to me. That's why I love England so much, because I had the best. It was a miracle. So I went back to Israel, rented my flat, came there, and until this day, Barbara is my friend.
And yeah, and the fact you're still in England, is still with us in this country, you know, that says a lot about that sort of chance.
She changed my life. But the beautiful thing, she's so proud because the mayor of Enfield, she's my friend. So she see me. I was in the mayor office without her, and I took a video and I sent her. So for her to sing from where I came, and suddenly, and she came to the House of Lord when I performed. So it's wonderful. I love England. I'm British.
You talk about coming here, making your dreams come true, and just looking at some of the stuff you've done, you know, and I believe you've performed at the Royal Albert Hall. Is that right?
That was amazing. You know, yesterday I saw the proms, which was the first time that the day before yesterday, the first time that there was the first performance since COVID of all the artists, and it's brought me memories. Can you imagine? I used to drive near the Royal Albert Hall with my late husband and said, I'm going to perform here. And that happened exactly. The doctors gave him 2 years, but he stayed few months more to see me there. He sat at the first row, and I gave all of myself, Google me, Tally Koren Royal Albert Hall. I sang Magical Powers, a song written by a girl, and yeah, it was a dream come true.
That is absolutely amazing. Really, sort of, you come here, say, right, gonna make your dreams come true, and you've gone and done that. And I gather you've also,
And you quickly glossed over
yeah,
quickly glossed over the fact you performed at the House of Lords as well, which is another quite
Yes.
tremendous.
yeah,
Which you are not allowed to perform there, but maybe my charm managed to break the
yeah,
rules. I made the mayor dance. I made people dance there. Look, music is such an important force,
yes,
and sometimes we need. I'm a person that deal with emotions, and I sometimes saying, oh, is that why I had so many hard times? But the hard times, when they come, they're actually contrast, because when the good time comes, we appreciate them more. If not, we
absolutely.
take things for granted. Like a line I'm saying in the gift, I'm saying, you took me for granted, because don't we take sometimes
You
our
do.
loved one for granted
You do
every day?
certainly feel that with Lara. The fact that she's there. I never I always just thought that would always be the case. So yeah, you kind of appreciate. I think when you lose someone, you appreciate them in some ways, I suppose, more. And when you look back and you think of the memories and things.
Mm. But
Yeah.
I think what you're doing, and this is exactly one of my part of the campaign now, is to find stories like you've done with the charity after, is to take the one that we lose and make something to inspire others on
Yeah.
behalf of the name or for the memory. I think it's a easy way to deal with, but
Yeah.
also it can inspire and give as a tool to other people.
Well, I
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think certainly doing the show as we are in Laura's name and in her memory, and being able to go to my love of music and general creativity on radio has helped me and helped through lockdown. And I hope it's doing a lot for the listeners too. But has your creativity helped you over the last year or so as well?
It has been so good. I have to say, the fact that as an artist, I spend a lot of time by myself anyway. Here, everyone was alone, so I didn't feel as bad. And I've managed to create so much, almost a whole album in English. If I could write a love song, that's the name of the album, which is like 12 songs that I'm very proud of. Electroacoustic really give for the first time the sense of who my main genre. And I also created in Hebrew. For me to write in Hebrew, obviously, my native language is easier to express to, like poetry. In English, I don't write poetry. That's why I do all these competitions, getting children, adult right, because I don't have the ability to get into parables and description in the same way that I can have in my own language. So yeah, so I finished the album as well in Hebrew, which I express the grief much deeper, but also the light, because you have to move on. That's what the gift is about, is moving on.
Yes, and the song, listening to it and listening to the lyrics, really get a sense of sort of how your journey through the grief and into the future. So I believe the gift is one of three songs you've got sort of coming up. But talk to me through what else is in the pipeline? What's up? What you're up to sort of to come out of lockdown in the future?
So obviously, I cannot express to you how much I'm waiting to sing live. So
Yeah.
the next month will be really to book the first few concerts in the UK and maybe also in my own country in Israel. So it's going to live music is the important. Finalizing the album in English, in Hebrew, and having all the 2022 ready.
Mm.
And that's the main thing. So we have the gift. The next song is single. You're the first to announce, is Live Forever.
Nice. Yeah.
Amazing song. Will be released on the 3rd of September. Big, very uplifting. I didn't write the lyric, I wrote the music, but it's a song that many people wanted to sign me through the years. And finally, I'm releasing it. And yeah, and much more that I will be wiser in the next few weeks.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, keep in touch. Let us know what you're up to. Definitely have you on the program again. We're going to play the GIF. Would you like to introduce it?
Yes, I would like to introduce that song and just to say to each one of you that listening, if you can just find that strength from pain, that hopefully will make the easier journey and you'll be able to see some gifts from your personal loss. And I'm very proud to introduce the gift.
Thank you, Tally. That was really lovely. Really nice conversation. And
Thank
It
you.
was.
you were gonna sing something.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
let me do the a cappella there as I
Yeah.
promised, because you can put it because I didn't warm my voice, but
Yeah.
that song, so I'll do it and I'll say just a few words. So you're still recording, right?
Yeah, we're
So
still recording. Yeah.
you're going. So as I said to you, because I live by the river gives me kind of sense of sanity sometimes. And few years ago, I was quite down, and then I went to yoga. Yoga is something that really sometimes uplift us and let us go back to that calm place. And as we have mobile phone these days, I just wrote the melody and the music of my river because it's mine. And I'm just going to sing to you a cappella the 4 verses, how I wrote it, as it's Sunday, and as it's so important always to remember that river inside us when we don't see the sunshine. So here it is. When the sun is shining, I'm looking at my river, seeing all that left behind, fading far away. I'm looking at my river, seeing thy reflection. I smile to you with gratitude for the goodness that I have. I'm talking to my river when I feel your distance. I pray along with all my heart to wash the tears away. I listen to my river. In silence, I can hear you sing through me just words of love. Then I know that you are there.
Oh, that's amazing.
Beautiful. Thank you very, very much.
It came in one take. It came in one take. So my river, and that's really the key to stay in silence and to find that place and to flow. Lovely, lovely to chat with you.
Yeah, really nice to talk to you. And yeah, definitely stay in touch. And we'll yeah, if you've got any performances coming up around our sort of neck of woods, let me know. Come along and see you.
Yeah, I think to do something in Southwest London.
Okay.
One in the West End, and one in Southwest London.